Hearts and Celtic met in the fourth round of the Tennent Scottish Cup last season, and it was Celtic who came out on top.
Oh, he's put Petrov in, and Celtic have an early lead. Petrov in again. Henrik Larsson polishes off Hearts.
Celtic went on to lift the trophy, and now in this current cup campaign, they've overcome all before them. Rangers, out. Dunfermline, out. Clyde, out. Hearts last tasted Scottish Cup success in 1998, but they too have swept all aside so far this time around. Partick Thistle, out. Kilmarnock, out. Livingston, out. John Robertson is looking to point Hearts to another final. Fresh from their SPL success at Celtic Park last weekend, today's meeting holds no fears for them. Having dented Martin O'Neill's SPL hopes, can Hearts pull off what would be a magnificent double? Yes, it's Hampden Park in Glasgow. It's the semi-final of the Tennent Scottish Cup, and it's Hearts against Celtic. Well, yesterday we saw Dundee United make it to the final at the expense of Hibs. Who will it be today? Will it be Hearts or will it be Celtic? I'm delighted to say I'm joined here at Hampden by Scotland manager Walter Smith and by our very own Charlie Nicholas. Walter, can I ask you first of all, Hearts did it last week at Celtic Park. What will it take for them to do it again today, but on the big cup stage?
Yeah, I think it'll take a bit more than last week. I think they could catch Celtic, down a little bit. The internationals, the players are away for a fortnight. I think there's a relevance in that. It won't happen this week, and Hearts will know that they have to handle a Celtic reaction.
I think Walter's right, Charlie. If you're Celtic, you have a point to prove today.
Yeah, but the other side is that Hearts have proved to themselves, not to anybody else, but to themselves, they can get a result against Celtic. But the thing is, Celtic tried a back three last week. That won't happen today. They'll definitely go with a back four. They'll change it. And I think, as Walter well knows, I think what you'll find is that although Hearts won't try and play too deep, they'll be forced deep at times, and you have to handle that situation. So it's a big ask for people like McFarlane to protect the back lot today.
Well, Walter, you were here yesterday for the first semi-final between Dundee United and Hibs. And looking back at it now, Walter, are Hibs and everybody associated with the club today kicking themselves?
Yes, I think they'll be disappointed, that when they scored through this penalty early on there, and Shields just getting brought down. When they scored from that, they deserved to be ahead. For the first hour of the game, they were a better side, and it was a big turning point in the game. I thought at that stage Hibs looked as though they would go on and get another couple once they had missed a few chances. But in fairness, Gordon Chisholm made quite a few changes, bringing on Jason Scotland, Colin Samuel up front, Mark Kerr midfield, and he changed his tactic to 4-3-3 and got an immediate reward. A good cross, a good finish by Jim McIntyre. So they had a situation there where, after not being in the game, they found themselves back in level terms. 2 or 3 minutes later, they get this opportunity. Simple throw in again. Jason Scotland eventually involved and getting a touch going across the back four. Hibs back four put under pressure for the first time really in the game. And Dundee United found themselves 2-1 up and they held on quite comfortably.
It's amazing how it can change, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. I didn't do the game because I was doing Chelsea yesterday. Walter was here, but it just goes you. Chisholm under pressure as a temporary manager makes it decent and aggressive commitment with substitutions, and it changes the game. And I think we all thought that Hibs young players would find themselves in the final, but Dundee United have done it. Congratulations to them.
Well, Charlie, we know that Mark Burchill will start today for Hearts, and of course he was one time a Celtic player. He scored 25 goals in 64 appearances for them, but for whatever reason it didn't work out at Celtic, and he moved on and was a cup finalist with Dundee. That was back in 2003. But now he's a Hearts man, and he did his bit at Celtic Park last week. Hearts, he says, can't wait for kick-off today.
We're going to go into it very confident because of the performance, and as I say, we played really well, and we're not scared of Celtic. I think that's a fear factor that everyone's got at Celtic, and Rangers, and obviously I think we winning last week we're trying to we've got away from that, and hopefully we can do it again this week.
How did it go down with the rest of the family? I know that quite a few of them are season ticket holders at Celtic Park.
It's just one of the things, innit? Everyone in my family knows that I'm just obviously trying to forge a career for myself, get back to fitness and scoring goals, and obviously if you do it against the team your family supports, there's nothing much you can do about that. You've just got to do it.
How important is it for you at the moment that you kick-start your career, because you've had a bad time through injury, haven't you?
Definitely, that's what, you know, when I came up to Hearts, that's what I said. I'm here to kick-start my career, get back playing, scoring goals and getting back to my best. I've not enjoyed my football since I've probably been at Celtic, I've got to be honest.
And at just 24 years of age, any reason why you can't reassert yourself in the Scotland class?
I don't see why not, you know. I think, I've said this before, anyone in Scotland, any Scottish player who's scoring any sort of goals has got to be in contention, because we haven't got that many brilliant strikers at the moment. You know, there's a lot of good young players coming through, but I think especially a bit of experience is needed. You know, and obviously I've played international football before when I was a lot younger. So obviously I'm willing to play, and I'm desperate to get back into that, because that's what every Scottish player wants to do.
Walter, there he is, and you can sense in that interview he is desperate to get back, because he has been drifting, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think a lot of young players burst onto the scene. He did so with Celtic, and then very difficult to get into an old firm team. I mean, he's playing away there, and he would have Henrik Larsson and others to try and get ahead of, and then they find themselves, they think if they leave it'll automatically be easy for them, and they find it very difficult. But now he's come back to Scotland again, he's with one of the major teams, and he could re-establish himself again. I don't have any doubt about that.
And Charlie, he has a point to prove, and yet, as you pointed out to me there, he's still only 24, and yet it seems as if he's been around a long time.
Well, he was the same type of age bracket as Michael Owen. He was going to be Scotland's answer to Michael Owen at one stage. Unfortunately, that pressure was too much for him. Unfortunately for Matt, what's happened with him is that he's all pace. He's a natural instinctive finisher in the box, Jim. But in the modern day game, you can't afford to stay static. You have to move with the times. You have to learn the link-up play. Technically, he's not improved, and that's why he's been static for a long time. But he's got 6 caps, and the Scotland manager's here today. Can he catch the eye?
You are here today. Walter, it seemed a certainty that Craig Bellamy was odds on to go to Birmingham. I think they'd bid, what, $6 million for him? And yet he's here today, and he's playing in a Tennent Scottish Cup semi-final. By all accounts, this fella's loving his life at Celtic.
Well, I think when they leave you know, clubs in the Premiership and they come up to Scotland, I think they're surprised. Just the size of both Rangers and Celtic, and the size of support that they have. I mean, they'll not get a better place to play their football. So he's been a hard one to handle from a managerial point of view. But I don't think you know, Martin O'Neill would have any fears about taking that on. I don't think he could have ended better than Martin O'Neill to point him in the right direction. And I think if Celtic can acquire him, it's a terrific signing for him.
Well, last week Bellamy's head was down, and so were the other Celtic heads, because Hearts went to Celtic Park and pulled off, no doubt about it, what was the shock of the day. And Charlie, it told us a lot about Hearts, didn't it?
Well, it did, because what they did is that they surprised everybody. But these are the areas, Jim. See the big defenders. I know it was a back three and they changed quite quickly, but Burchell's sharpness will give them a problem.
And it sets up today perfectly.
No doubt about it whatsoever. It was a tremendous team effort, tremendous result on Saturday. But we've got to go and do it over again, and it should give the players confidence, and it should give the players belief, and that's what we want to take into Sunday's game.
I think that we'll play better, primarily because we probably couldn't play much worse. We're prepared. We hopefully have put some of those issues that set us back last week behind us.
We decided to try and open up a wee bit. That's just my philosophy in the game, is to go and attack. And the players have responded to that well. And you know, we know we've got to add a bit more quality. We know that, but they have responded well. And you know, if we get our game right, then we can give most teams a really good match.
On any one-off basis, all I will say is that that any side is capable of beating another team. Our team's frightened about coming to Ibrox or Celtic Park and putting on a performance. Why should they be on any given day? But then they have to ask themselves, you know, will they have the consistency to go and win games every single week at venues where we have to go and win?
People say sometimes that you sit in against Celtic Rangers, but they don't realise it's their quality that pushes you back, and that's what happened with Celtic on Saturday for long spells after half-time. You know, they had a real go-ass of quality, McGeady and Wallace wide, Bellamy and Hartson through the middle, with Petrov driving on with Thompson. You know, it's difficult to hold that back, but whenever we get the ball, we'll be going forward. There'll be no doubt about that whatsoever.
The fact is this year that we are capable of winning the game on Sunday, and if we play exceptionally well in the match, we think we'll win.
Martin thinks they'll win. Well, he has to, especially after last week. Who will win it, Walter, and why?
I think Celtic will win today. I think Hearts have risen in terms of their own expectation, but I don't think that'll be enough. I think Celtic will be back, and I think they'll win today.
What chance do you give Hearts, Charlie?
I give them a chance. I think they'll make it awkward for Celtic. Can't afford to lose an early goal. But I go along with Walter. I think Celtic will win this, but it could take the last 10 minutes for it to be the winner.
OK, Charlie, Walter, thanks for the moment. It's the second semi-final. It's Hearts against Celtic. Let's get to it and join David Provan and first Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Jim. Well, Paul Hartley, who Celtic tried to sign in January, is back from suspension, so Marius Kizis drops to the bench. There were doubts over Jamie McAllister and Mark Birchall, but they've both made it. Birchall began his career at Celtic and scored against them in that league win last week, as did Lee Miller, who's been a revelation since joining on loan from Bristol City. 8 goals and counting. Presley and Webster against Hartson and Bellamy should be a really intriguing battle.
Yeah, hardly surprising. Hearts go with the same formation that worked so well at Celtic Park last week. I don't doubt John Robertson's work, but they will come here to have a go this afternoon. The obvious dangers to Celtic, the front two, and Paul Hartley, who'll support. Major bonus for Hearts that Mark Birchall plays, and I think if they get the right service in front of him, he can give Hearts the same kind of threat that Bellamy will offer Celtic. Hartley, as I said, will support, but for him to do that, I think the back line have to push up and shorten the game for Paul Hartley. If they push the midfield on, it'll make it a lot easier for Hartley to go beyond the front two.
Well, Celtic are significantly boosted by the return of Chris Sutton from a hamstring injury. Jos Valhaeren also returns, with Stefan Oncho and Aidan McGeady dropping to a bench that includes fit-again keeper Rab Douglas. David Marshall, though, stays in goal. There's a milestone for Alan Thompson, his 200th game for Celtic. John Hartson, who turned 30 last week, is the top scorer with 24 goals. Alongside him, of course, Craig Bellamy, 6 goals so far, including a stunning hat-trick against Dundee United, who await the winners of this semi-final.
Yeah, same shape as Hearts, 4-4-2, and apart from David Marshall, you'd have to say a hugely experienced Celtic side. I think in the absence of McGeady, Alan Thompson will be their main outball today. They'll build most of the game through Thompson, but they certainly need a far better performance today from this 11 than they got last weekend.
Is ready to roar as Hearts and Celtic fight for the right to meet Dundee United in the 2005 Scottish Cup final. His Celtic dreams were shattered when Martin O'Neill sold him, so his league goal against them last week would have been very sweet. Can he do it again? Birchall was never going to get a look in with the likes of Chris Sutton around. Sutton back from injury today, though in more of a midfield role. Wherever he plays a prominent part. Good to see Stuart Dougal back in charge after a scare earlier in the season when he needed an operation on his brain. Well, the last team to beat Celtic in the Scottish Cup were Inverness County Thistle when John Robertson was their manager. Now the man who became a legend as a Hearts player is hoping to follow suit as their head coach. Martin O'Neill has won 6 out of 7 domestic cup semi-finals in Scotland. He'll be looking to keep that record going.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a mark of respect for the passing of Pope John Paul II,
there will be a period of silence following the death of Pope John Paul II. sadly some people were unable to show respect. Just 8 days ago, Hearts beat Celtic 2-0 in Glasgow. One of the shock scorelines of the season. That was in the league, this is in the cup. Can they repeat that feat? Revenge is in the air for Celtic. When you beat the Old Firm, especially at their ground, you suspect there'll be a payback sooner or later. Celtic intend to make it sooner. Hearts know they've got what it takes to beat Celtic. You need that kind of self-belief when you take on the Old Firm. But Celtic have a score to settle. And they're usually pretty good when it comes to settling scores. An early free kick given away though by Neil Lennon. Paul Hartley standing over it. Celtic tried to sign him during the January transfer window. Webster amongst those waiting for this free kick. Lee Miller in there too. Hartley rips it in, but it's cleared by Fowler. Hearts, the last team from outside of the Old Firm to win the Scottish Cup in 1998. The Glasgow Giants have hugged the trophy since. Though could change that. They could set up a final with Dundee United. McNamara now on an urgent surge. McNamara, the Celtic captain, who has a testimonial coming up at the end of the season. Sutton trying to get that across at an early corner.
Well, Hearts are certainly going to have to be aware of the movement of Sutton and Petrov in particular, who both get themselves close to the front two, at times go beyond the front two. We'll find Stephen Presley is given the job of taking on John Hartson. Webster more likely to pick up Craig Bellamy, but the movement of Sutton and Petrov is going to have to be looked after as well.
Thompson sent it in, and Hartson. Ray Gordon has got something on that. It's going to be another corner.
Well, there's no one better in the game than Sutton at losing markers and getting himself to the front post. It's Neil McFarlane, he gets half a yard on here, gets a little flick on it. Unfortunate enough for Craig Gordon, he did have protection in that area.
Thompson tries again, and Sutton! Oh, what a start for Celtic! Less than 3 minutes on the clock. Chris Sutton scores early on, and revenge is in the Hampden Air.
He's not picked up here. You'll see his starting position here. The ball is played. Sutton's starting position. There's no one on him. He makes a good run. He's in behind Presley. Craig Gordon's decided he's coming. Never getting there. It's a terrific header, but it's a real cheap goal for Hearts to lose. They had the warning a moment ago, and they don't pick up.
Struggling with a hamstring injury of late. It's his first goal since the 4th round Scottish Cup win at Dunfermline. A signal to the Celtic fans. That'll do for starters. And Celtic, wounded by that defeat against Hearts last week in the league, are already in front against them in the Cup. It didn't take him long.
He's done that against the very best team, but you know, if you lose a goal like that, you want Chris Sutton at least to be under some kind of pressure, not to get a free header on the edge of your 6-yard box.
Here's Nielsen. Hamill is mugged. Thompson. Valharan behind him. Celtic fans already in fine voice. The boos of last week after that defeat against Hearts have turned to cheers now, and John Hartson's got a free kick, and Celtic ready to ask questions again.
A good feed there from John Hartson. Stephen Presley out on the line. When the centre-backs are out there, you want to make sure they're not skinned in those areas, but it's a free kick that Hearts will have to defend right on top of Craig Gordon. Varga's gone up. Balda's there, Hartson, Sutton again. So the marking's going to have to be far better here.
Well, it really would be the worst-case scenario for Hearts if they were to concede another. Just 5 minutes gone at Hampden Park. Celtic already 1 up. Thompson whips it in. It's going to be a corner kick, and these are nervous times for the men of Edinburgh. We'll have to keep an eye on him, of course, as well as Hartson, as well as Varga, as well as Sutton. Stilian Petrov with a decent delivery. Chris Sutton's 15th goal of the season, giving Celtic an early advantage as they look to retain the Scottish Cup. Nielsen. Thompson. Sutton seemed to see Nielsen coming. Baharan then with his throw. Thompson. Sutton takes it up again. Got some room also. The presence of Miller just behind him might have put him off a bit.
Well, eventually Andy Webster was going to step out, but opened up nicely here for Chris Sutton. Webster eventually went to press the ball. Sutton smothered the shot.
Just what Martin O'Neill needed, though, after that shock defeat to Hearts in the league. You can always rely on Chris Sutton. Just back from a hamstring injury. I think he's got over it. Hartley is the furthest man forward, and Valharan trying to deal with him. Hoisted away by McNamara. Hearts have the throw. Hartson. Bellamy is chasing. This could be ominous for Hearts. Except Stephen Presley crashed into Craig Bellamy.
Good tackle. Took plenty of the ball there. Bellamy did ever so well to lose Robbie Nielsen out on the touchline. It was one-on-one. Just leaned in there, Bellamy did well. Presley had to win this, but plenty of the ball.
Bellamy gets another throw. McNamara takes it. Thompson. Here's Valharan. Neil Lennon. Valharan was caught by McFarlane. Just trickled away from Birchall. Balda, though, sold Thompson short. And here is Hamill. And he's got support too from Birchall. And Bobo Balda has had enough of Hamill. Thompson. Good tackle. It was Lee Miller who won it back. Now Birchall spreading it for Jamie McAllister, who scored here at Hampden last season for Livingston when they won the League Cup. McFarlane for Birchall, who's got that all wrong.
It's part of his game Charlie was talking about. At times the first touch lets him down.
Sutton. Varga. Thompson. Come off Hamill, Celtic's throw. Celtic dominant in the early stages. And Hearts need to get a grip soon. Easier said than done when you are playing Celtic. Bade underneath that. Birchall now up against his former club. Sutton the goal scorer. Presley quickly in on Hartson. Varga. Won it back. Nielsen. In towards Miller, but it's cleared by Varga, and Miller struggling, comfortable.
This is where John Robertson will want to see his back line up in the halfway line, trying to play the game in Celtic's half. Spent the first 5 minutes in their own box.
I thought he was going to have a word actually there, but he's not with Neil Lennon.
It's a pretty obvious message there to Paul Hartley that Neil Lennon's going to be in his face. But if Hearts are to get Paul Hartley close enough to support, the back line's going to have to push up and squeeze the game. That will leave them exposed to the pace of Bellamy, but it's something I don't think they have any real choice in.
Stephen Presley takes, now Balder grappling with Webster. Sutton for Bellamy, who's hopped it on here for Stilian Petrov. Bellamy now going round the outside. Neil Lennon, tidy. It will be a free kick. McNamara takes, steered on by Sutton. It's Alan Thompson. Thompson for Hartson. Well, that was the plan anyway.
Well, the intention was spot on. He had got the head up there. Alan Thompson saw Hartson unmarked, couldn't quite find him.
It stayed in. Bellamy. It's gone behind Hartson, and Nielsen having to deal with it. Thompson, his 200th game for Celtic today. Varga. Too high for Bellamy, applauds the idea.
Yeah, he does have the range of passing though, Varga, to miss out the midfield and find the front players. I think we find that Hearts will try and leave Bobo Balda on the ball today.
Celtic did the really hard bit in round 3 of this year's competition when they beat Rangers. Dunfermline and Clyde were then brushed aside. Remains to be seen whether Hearts are made of sterner stuff. Celtic on the prowl again. It was actually Valharen who was playing a major part in that move, so he's out of position now. Free kick anyway. Nielsen, closed down by Thompson, and Nielsen hurt.
Trying to knock into the feet here in the inside right channel, but he showed a little bit too much of it to Alan Thompson.
That was nasty for Robbie Nielsen, who is Hearts' longest serving player, even though he's only 24, sign of the times in football. An early setback for John Robertson, who is in the semi-finals of the Scottish Cup for the third successive season, lost the last two with Inverness County Thistle. Certainly a sore one for Robbie Nielsen. Hartson, Hamill having to cover Nielsen there. Being strapped, Robbie Nielsen, but he looks in a bit of agony. Free kick given against Hartson.
It's going to be a good contest today, Chris. Hartson always wrong side here.
Semi-final weekend at the National Stadium. Dundee United came from behind yesterday to beat Hibs 2-1. They may be struggling in the league, but Dundee United will be here at Hampden in the Scottish Cup final. Well, they're still checking on Robbie Nielsen there. Presley and Hartson, quite a tussle already, as you might expect. Webster got in front of Hartson that time. Nielsen waiting to come back on. Here's Valharen. Oh, a ball clearance from Webster. Hartson has fed Bellamy. Petrov has made a move into the box. There he is.
Good defending from young Lee Wallace. He was aware of Petrov, and when the ball is in the left-hand side, Petrov will make this type of run. Poor clearance from Andy Webster. You see Petrov trying to get in the inside of Wallace, and he did just enough to put the squeeze on Petrov. The job's going to be hard enough for Hearts today without giving the ball away in those areas.
Julian Petrov has made a useful goal-scoring contribution from midfield, 11 goals this season. Wallace. Hartley earns a free kick off McNamara, who claims he was the one being impeded.
It's in a nice area as well. I think Paul Hartley himself might fancy this. Gets terrific action in the ball.
The Hearts fans hope. They hope for a goal as Hartley prepares to take it. Well, it'll be a corner. Encouragement for Hearts. Also going towards the near post. Hartley, sent it swirling in, and Stan Varga was the man who met it. Here's Lee Wallace, just 17 years of age. Petrov clears. And Lennon now has found Thompson. from McFarlane. McFarlane comes back at him. But Sutton spreads it to McNamara. Up towards Bellamy. Oh, held on to that so well. Casual from Miller. Miller trying to make amends, but here's Hartley. A driving force for Hearts, and he's found Birchall, a former Celtic youngster. Oh, he's given Bobo Bowler the run around. Hartley, and it comes to Hamill, and it's blocked.
It's a very decent chance. It took a long time to get forward and support there, Joe Hamill. And Birchall broke on the left-hand side. Hartley was the only one breaking his neck to get into the box.
Well, he had visions of glory there, Joe Hamill. Nielsen. Hamill. Ran into McNamara.
It's got to go down as a chance. This is the problem with Hearts' backline sitting as deep. It's hard for midfield players to get forward to support. Hartley's his only target here. Takes a little ricochet, and eventually Hamill arrives. It's an awkward tight. And Val Harron did well to come out and squeeze.
Nielsen. McFarlane. Thompson seeking out Bellamy, steered away by Presley. That's a push on Bellamy by Nielsen. It's a free kick.
It's a cheap one to give away as well. Bellamy's got nowhere to go there.
It's a daunting prospect for Hearts facing these sort of free kicks, especially with the likes of Hartson and Balder and Sutton and Vargas so good in the air. And Alan Thompson usually reliable with his free kicks as well. McNamara. On by Hartson for Bellamy. Lee Wallace keeping an eye on him, but Sutton makes himself available. Hartson, and Varga was just behind him.
Oh, he's all over Stephen Presley there, John Hartson. Bullies the Hearts centre-back. Not a great deal of pace in the ball, it's hung up there. Hartson up early, making sure Presley wasn't getting off the ground. Presley just get a touch on it, nick on it.
Well, the Hearts fans were highly amused a couple of minutes ago, and this is why. Embarrassing when you do it in front of the watching millions. Thompson. McNamara. Kept in by Petrov. That's rolled right across the line. Now it's gone out. Hearts in the semi-finals of this famous competition for the first time in 7 years since they won the cup, in fact, in 1998. And they have a free kick now. Stuart Dougal wants a word with Jackie McNamara. Marshall kept his eyes on that all the way.
He's always favourite. Always in there long enough for him to come and take very comfortably.
David Marshall played in last year's final here against Dunfermline, but all three keepers have had a share of the action this season for Celtic. Not that Magnus Hedman seems to have much of a future at the club now. Douglas on the bench today after recovering from injury. Nielsen gets his cross all wrong, and how frustrating is that for Hearts?
It's got to be better. No lack of support getting forward as Robbie Nielsen tried to get it across goal. But it was this man who separates the sides. And the one player that Hearts know is going to attack the front post is Chris Sutton. Marking is non-existent. Craig Gordon could be blamed here because he comes and doesn't get there. But I think even if he stays in his line, he's still going to be beaten by that header. He's expecting far better protection.
A storming start for Celtic. Hearts have settled a bit since. Celtic still look dangerous. McNamara. Petrov, shadowed by Wallace. Sutton for Bellamy. Webster lets it drop. He wants his goalkeeper to come. Oh dear, oh dear. Bellamy still might capitalise. It's back for Hartson. A bit of a let-off for Hearts, really, as Hartson miscues.
Webster and Gordon still going at it, but I think Andy Webster's got to deal with that. Get it behind and then argue about it later.
Presley. Nielsen. McFarlane. Lee Wallace. Birchall back for Wallace. It's a rather ominous sight though when you see Bobo Balde coming towards you.
Oh, he did well. Otherwise Wallace was in behind Jackie McNamara. Good awareness from Balde.
Oh, Bellamy's touch. Oh, he's got past Webster. McNamara. And it's stopped by McAllister. Lennon now for Petrov, and here's Sutton. Thompson. Mulharan. Varga, who made his Celtic debut in the Scottish Cup at Inverness Cally Thistle a couple of years ago, and of course Celtic were beaten that day, not for the first time, by Cally Thistle in the Cup. To be fair to Varga, he hasn't put much of a foot wrong since. Sutton. Webster presenting it to Petrov. Celtic playing in their 67th Scottish Cup semi-final today. No wonder they've got the hang of this competition. They've won it a record 32 times. Well, Howard won't get past Hamill. Now Nielsen, who seems to have recovered from that nasty ankle knock. Lee Wallace.
service to the front two's got to be better. Not a ball that Lee Miller would thank you for. Not against the height of Balda and Varga. It's really got to be up the sides of the Celtic defenders or in behind.
Webster. That's a handball. And Sutton. Not much doubt about that one. Wallace. Again, that's going to be far too easy for David Marshall. We mentioned Celtic's run to the final. Hearts needed replays to get past Partick and Kilmarnock, and then they overcame Livingston in the quarter-finals. John Robertson once again found himself in the Scottish Cup semi. Kind of getting used to being here, but he's hoping it's third time lucky in 3 years. That's bobbled off Birchall.
You can see the frustration on Mark Birchall's face already. He's had nothing to work with so far. If they get it in front of them, they might get something.
Mulharen aiming it towards Hartson, and Nielsen and Presley soon surrounded him. Mulharen survives Birchall's challenge, offside against Bellamy.
I think he's away a bit early. He's not happy, Craig Bellamy, but he's away a fraction early.
Craig Gordon aims it out towards Lee Miller. It's won by Mulharen. Thompson. Hartson with a high boot. McFarlane.
I'd expect him to go and try and win it, but he's certainly high there.
Well, he missed last year's final, John Hartson, with a back injury. But he could be in this year's final. Andy Webster. Tries to go back to Craig Gordon. Hearts only ever present this season. Young keeper who's making a name for himself. Varga underneath that. Miller. In comes Thompson. Nielsen's throw. Bobo Balda coming across. Corner for Hearts.
See the throw in from Robbie Nielsen. It's great length on that kind of delivery. Really need to get a better quality of ball into the box, so.
Big opportunity from the corner. Hamill takes it. Scrambled away near post by Mulharen. Bellamy.
A wry smile. There's not much of Craig Bellamy, but anything that has been knocked long to him today, he's held it. It's stuck.
Never short of a word or two, or 3 or 4. Jackie McNamara. Now Stilian Petrov. Varga. Valharan. 10 minutes to go to half-time in Hampden. Not sure where Valharan was heading. I don't think he knew either.
I think he was looking for Alan Thompson on his left-hand side, but Alan Thompson had held his position. Celtic at times, I think, are getting out too easily through Alan Thompson. Hearts have got to get a little bit tighter on him.
Thompson is going to get to this. And he's been bungled over by Hartley. Free kick.
Well, there's certainly contact, but I think Alan Thompson needs a little encouragement to go down here.
Thompson himself might fancy the hit. Petrov and Bellamy, though, it might favour them. For the right foot of Petrov. Thompson has moved away. Well, it was a bit of rugby style, that, really, from Stilian Petrov.
I expect better. I'm surprised the Hearts only had 3 in the wall.
Might have sneaked between the rugby sticks, that one. Celtic then on top in this Scottish Cup semi-final. Hearts yet to manage an effort on target. They did beat Celtic in the league last week, but you don't often get the chance, or are given the chance, to record a double over the Old Firm. Hearts have a free kick. Quick word with Petrov. Wallace takes. Foul by Webster. Fairly low tempo at the moment. Hartson will fancy a bit of that. Nielsen actually steered it into his own box, and there's a free kick being given to Hearts.
Well, Celtic are the very best, though, because when the ball's knocked long to Hartson, Sutton's on his way. He runs off Neil McFarlane here, and with a better glance forward by Hartson, Chris Sutton might have been in. Once again, they lost Chris Sutton.
Well, Thompson just feeling a muscle in his neck, pointing out that fact to the Celtic bench. Petrov kept it in. Tantalising touch from Bellamy. And it's a corner.
Well, he does right challenges ever so well, Craig Bellamy. There are times where you think he's going to go down, but he manages to stay up. Lee Wallace goes out to try and make the challenge and makes the challenge, but still can't stop Bellamy getting away.
Just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Thompson sends it in, and Sutton once again had darted to the near post. Valharan. Thompson. Bellamy chasing. It's out by Presley. Thompson. Bellamy. Just a throw. Off Nielsen.
I think it's unfortunate. I think it was a handball there.
Thompson takes it. Sutton. Goal kick. John Robertson was on the bench when Hearts won the Cup in 1998, their all-time record goal scorer. Martin O'Neill won the Scottish Cup last year and in 2001. He's coming out to say something. Too easy for David Marshall.
Yeah, again, it's in the air too long, Ian. You know, given the size of Celtic's defenders, anything that is played into the box has to have pace on it to give Hearts a chance of getting a header on it. If it's in there long enough, either Balder, Varga or David Marshall will come and take.
Paul Hartley was quite philosophical when his move to Celtic in January didn't happen. Certainly has been a major influence on this Hearts team this season. Hartson flicking that on, and Webster just managed to get it away. Balder with a power header. Sutton. Petrov. He's kept it in. Blocked by McAllister. But here comes McNamara. And it's McFarlane sliding in. Sutton out by Webster. Birchall. Hartley suddenly had Thompson lunging in. A couple of minutes to go to half-time. It's been hard work for Hearts. Hartley was appealing for a free kick there, but he might have just carried on. That's a foul on Chris Sutton by Lee Miller. Varga, who's broken into the Slovakian national team again since he joined Celtic. Birchall. McFarlane.
Again, it's a ball forward to the front two that once again lets Hearts down. Just haven't managed to get enough decent ball forward to Miller and Burchill.
On by Hartson. Here's Sutton. Shadowed by Jamie McAllister. Petrov takes over. Bellamy. Lennon. Suddenly saw a bit of room. Petrov. Oh, he's turned. And it was Hartley who stopped it. Oh! And Hartson, who was within an inch or two of poking in a second for Celtic.
That's a terrific chance. It's Paul Hartley who ended up wrong side here. Petrov just spins him. Hartley gets very tight, spun completely. And eventually when it comes in, John Hartson can't quite get anything on it. And it would only have taken a nick. There's plenty of pace on it. Goes under his foot.
You could tell from his reaction how close that was as Neil Lennon slid it across. 1 minute of added on time, almost up. Valharan back to Varga. Well, it's half-time at Hampden Park. Celtic may have lost to Hearts last week, but they weren't messing around this week. Chris Sutton returning from injury, scoring after just 2.5 minutes. A disappointing goal from Hearts' point of view, as he was allowed a free header. And Hearts, well, they need to try and get a grip somehow. Celtic in control, 1-0 up at the break.
Well, as Ian says, Celtic in control, but Hearts maybe not out of it yet. Just one goal scored by Chris Sutton. We'll look at that in just a second in the company of Walter Smith and Charlie Nicholas. But Celtic got their noses in front after just 2.5 minutes. Thanks to Sutton, it's 1-0. We're back after this.
It's bobbed off McAllister, now at right back then. With Chesnowski's ahead of it on that side. Sutton. An early involvement for Chesnowskis, one of quite a few Lithuanian players who came over to Hearts to have a look at when Vladimir Romanov, Lithuanian himself, took control of the club. And Garney wanted a free kick.
I think we should have had one as well. Timing is running behind Jamie McAllister. There was certainly contact there. Thompson just sliding it up the outside of McAllister. Bellamy trying to get on his way here. I don't see any reason for him to go down there if there wasn't contact.
Free kick given against Valharan now. Celtic scored at the start of the first half. Can Hearts do the same at the start of the second? Joe Hamill's free kick. Not really offering much hope for Hearts. Thompson's header. Farland unable to stop it trickling through to Bellamy. Petrov took over and now Bellamy. He's got the free kick.
He keeps it so well, though, Craig Bellamy. He shows it magnificently. Body always between the ball and Lee Wallace here.
This is about the time Hearts conceded in the first half. Thompson not really getting much height on his free kick, though. Celtic 1 point behind Rangers in the race for the title in Scotland, but of course they have already disposed of their Glasgow rivals in the Scottish Cup in the third round they met. Hartson with the flick. Bellamy! Oh, it's found a way past Craig Gordon. And Craig Bellamy has made it 2-0. Celtic scored at the start of the first half. They've scored at the start of the second.
That's an awkward height, and he takes it really early, Craig Bellamy. I wouldn't expect Craig Gordon to be beaten at his near post here, but he got the shot away very quick. I just wonder if it takes a nick off a defender here. Hartson does well to win the first ball, comes off Hartley. We'll have to tell from that angle. You wouldn't expect Craig Gordon to be beaten at his near post otherwise. I think it takes a nick off Andy Webster's heel there. Might have made all the difference.
Craig Bellamy has his 7th goal for Celtic, and they have a 2-0 lead in this semi-final. The same scoreline by which Hearts beat them at Celtic Park last week. Revenge is instant for Celtic. Thompson. Bellamy just lost out to McAllister. Petrov. Celtic scored 2 minutes and 25 seconds into the first half. They have scored 3 minutes and 20 seconds into the second half. What kept them this time? Bellamy. Thompson. Celtic after another, and Craig Gordon has denied them.
It's a very good save. Celtic queuing up at the back post there.
Sutton drilled it across, and it's going to be retrieved by Bellamy. Corner.
A horrible one for Craig Gordon. Lovely little dink into the back post from Alan Thompson here. Sutton and Hartson both ready just to finish it off here. Important fingers from Gordon.
Stilian Petrov takes the corner. Hartson flung himself. Was that Wagner who had the effort?
I think he's on a fraction earlier that it ended up behind him. Hartson did magnificently get across the front of Stephen Presley. They really have struggled to defend set pieces today, Hearts. Much of that down to the quality of the ball in from Celtic.
Hartson. Sutton. Bellamy. Bellamy, one goal scorer, finds another in Sutton. Thompson, snuffed out by Hartley. Polharan goes long. Hartson, put it on. Now Birchall. Lee Miller is offside.
Balder did well there. Balder's looking across, he can see Miller. He knows his last man and just held his position. I think we'll see here. Well, I'll tell you what, let me apologise immediately. He's on.
That was the sort of break that Hearts could have done with. for McNamara. Sutton. Thompson pressured by Česnauskas. Sutton. Thompson. We skipped away. Česnauskas, Alan Thompson. Craig Gordon in his way. Would have been some goal.
Certainly would. He's rather taken out on his left side by the Alan Thompson.
Thompson now into corner of Wallace.
He's always determined to hit it with his left foot here. It's a natural right foot finish here for Alan Thompson. Tries instead to hit it with the outside of his left foot. Hard to get his body round that, hard to open his body. A terrific run nevertheless from Thompson. There's only one team playing right now.
Thompson it is who takes. Farger is the target. O'Neill can sit comfortably now alongside John Robertson. Job almost done. O'Neill still biting a nail or two, such is his nature, but he has a 100% record in Scottish Cup semi-finals. John Robertson there alongside him, and of course his namesake is in charge of Hearts, but they haven't done themselves justice at all today. Wallace, Hamill. Wallace will take the throw. He has been a success story for Hearts. He made his debut in this competition in a fourth-round replay at Kilmarnock. Still wary of Bellamy's presence, and he's now chasing Presley. Dennis Wise is going to come on soon for Hearts. Hartley. Lee Miller and Birchall. McNamara come across.
I've seen that on countless occasions. Terrific defensive awareness from Jackie McNamara. Always offers the centre-backs that kind of protection. On the rare occasions where Hearts get the right ball forward into Lee Miller.
Amazing to think there was a time when Jackie McNamara couldn't get in the Celtic team or the Scotland team. Key player for both now. Hoisted away by Balder. McFarlane for Česnauskas. Will roll out before McAllister can get to it.
This was the second goal. Terrific nick on from John Hartson. Bellamy takes it so early. Takes a slight nick. Doesn't really alter the angle of the shot greatly.
Substitution for
reflection, Craig Gordon. Wouldn't expect to have been at his near post.
Joe Hamill's being replaced by Marius Kizis, who is another of the Lithuanians who came over to Hearts thanks to the new owner. He actually played when Hearts won at Celtic last week because Paul Hartley was suspended. Thompson takes it quick. McAllister having to concede the throw. Bellamy lurking. Thompson. Bellamy. He's not giving it up yet, Bellamy, but that's a foul.
Just sums up his attitude, the terrific attitude today. Teams are going to defend from the front, they need this kind of stuff. Hounding Jamie McAllister.
Playing with a smile on his face today, and the Celtic fans have the same. 2-0 up and coasting. Česnauskis. Sutton. Let's come back to him. No, we'll get to that. Came on as a sub for Celtic's Ramp Douglas in the San Siro recently. For Scotland against Italy.
It's a better ball forward. It's the ball that Walter was talking about at half-time. You know, get it into the channels, in behind, make the Celtic defenders turn. David Marshall did well to come there.
Away by Bobo Balda. Here's McFarlane. Hartley waiting to receive. Česnauskis. Oh, that's going to go in! What a goal! From Česnauskis. And Hearts are right back in this Scottish Cup semi-final.
That's a terrific finish. Gets up the side of Stan Varga. And for once to make the Celtic defence turn here. It's a good one, it's well spotted. What a delightful finish. I think there's anything David Marshall can do about that. The height, the weight, the angle, absolutely perfect. Stan Varga thinks he's done his job here. And half a yard's enough for Česnauskis. And it's game on.
60 minutes played, cometh the hour, cometh the man. Here's Hartson though. And he goes down, and Stuart Dougal's not interested. Quality finish from Bogdanaz Česnauskis. And suddenly, Celtic are coasting no longer. And half an hour ago, the Hearts fans were on their feet.
This was a big appeal here from Celtic. I think you see John Hartson initially was leaning in. I'd be surprised if Stuart Dougal had given that. Left are certainly wrong side. He gets a bit of the ball anyway with a header.
Česnauskis is certainly a talent. We've seen that before. Came from Lokomotiv Moscow in January and scored on his debut in that replay at Kilmarnock. And he's hauled Hearts back into contention. Decent position, but Stephen Presley can lead this Heart surge. McFarlane, he's lost it. Thompson and Sutton now for Hartson. Bellamy. Celtic are in the mood again. Bellamy across for Sutton.
Did well to check this one there, Chris. Something at bottom, a bit of space here from Andy Webster. He's picking him up. You see, something just holds his position here. Just drops off. On the up as he hits it. He does take up superb position in the box.
Well, it took Hearts a while to turn up in the semi-final, but they've definitely turned up now. Jesus. Wallace. Jesus again. Soon sorted him out. Fouled by Hartson. John Robertson hoping to avoid a third successive semi-final defeat here as a manager. He had to last cause not so long ago, but it's anything but now as Wallace sends that in. Marshall playing under pressure from Lee Miller.
He's taking that type of ball very comfortably all afternoon. He's under a bit of pressure from Lee Miller. Anything he has come for, he's largely got this afternoon, David Marshall.
Craig Gordon able to claim that. Huge kick from Marshall. Cisnauskas. Hartley. Oh, Birchall. Bobo Barter with a vital intervention.
Again, that's the right ball, and knock it in behind, make the Celtic defenders turn. Oh, starts to get a little bit of joy.
Callister. Marshall in trouble by that though. Birchall. Wallace now. Hartley. Miller. Shrugging off Valhara and now McFarlane. That stunning strike from Cisnauskas has certainly changed the outlook for Hearts. Can they force an equaliser? Hartley towards Cisnauskas. Kizis now, his fellow Lithuanian. Sutton cut out by Wallace. What a decent spell is this for Hearts.
Yeah, best spell of the match by a mile. They're playing the game in Celtic's half.
Callister comes back to him off Lennon. Presley for Webster. Hartley. Just get a second chance, Hartley, to put it towards McAllister. Well, for the best part of an hour, the Hearts fans have very little to sing about, so they're making up for it now. Wallace. Jesus. Hartley. So that'll be some ball back for Lee Miller. And now Cisnauskas. Jesus was just blocked off there. Celtic.
I don't think there's anything doing.
McFarlane. Hartley is going to have a go. And it's Sutton who got his leg in the way. Bellamy. He's away. He's on one here. He's on a raid. Craig Bellamy. Hartson waiting in the middle. And it was Webster who blocked it.
That's just wonderful relief play from Craig Bellamy. Picks the ball up 20 yards inside his own half and ends up in the Hearts byline. Left-handed Webster for dead. Webster eventually was who got the block in. Terrific play from Bellamy.
Petrov and Thompson will once again conspire over the corner. Thompson floated in, Hartson leaning back.
Again, he wins it pretty cleanly though. Andy Webster who's picking him up. I don't think Andy Webster gets off the ground here. Slightly behind John Hartson, no real power in it. The set pieces have been a problem all afternoon for John Robertson's side.
Wallace for Birchall. Hartley. He's going to look for Chesnauskis. Oh, just went between him and Valharan. Aidan McGeady could be on soon for Celtic. Turned away by Varga. Sutton for Petrov. Bellamy taken out by McFarlane.
Again, Stuart Douglas perfectly placed to call that. So easy to miss time challenges against this fella. He is so quick.
Minutes left at Hampden. Thompson floating it in, Varga, and back by Bellamy. Hearts living dangerously, but they survive. Kept in by Miller, McFarlane. Stopped by Valharan. Sutton. Presley coming across. They'll get a hard time from Bellamy. Corner kick.
Again, he puts all the pressure on Bellamy. Hasn't given the Hearts central defenders a moment's rest here this afternoon.
Petrov. It's going to come out to Bellamy. He might have done better with that.
Yeah, you are expecting to get over that. He has got time. The ball is being pressed. You certainly expect him to get something on target here. Leaning back just a little bit.
For Celtic, it's player number 10 leaving the field, John Hartson.
John Hartson's coming off. And on comes Aidan McGeady, who burst onto the Scottish scene a year ago when he scored on his Celtic debut at Hearts. He turned 19 last Monday. McGeady is on to play a part, which will see Sutton moving up with Bellamy. Andy Webster. He was brought to Hearts by Craig Levine, who should know a good centre-half when he sees one. And he did see him playing for Arbroath. Oh, that's a free kick against Balder.
I'm surprised that was given. That ball's there to be won. Balder did just that.
And Neil Lennon stopped that free kick being taken quickly. He's kept his cards in his pocket today.
Surprised if Paul Hartley tries to pick anyone out here. This is in his range.
Here comes Hartley.
Well, he's good enough to take it on. It's a poor effort by his own standards, but I don't blame him for taking it on. It's such good action on the ball, not on that occasion. But they're still well in it, thanks to this young man. And thanks to a terrific reverse ball from McAllister. And the weight of it was such that Česnauskas didn't have to break his stride. Knew he wasn't going to score with power there. Goes for placement instead. And it was a delightful finish.
He knew where it was going as soon as it left his boot, but there wasn't much David Marshall could do about it. Stephen Presley being summoned now. Sutton was on the receiving end. Thompson in towards Sutton, steered away by Webster. High into the sky from Kizis. Sutton trying to put Petrov in, nearly. Valharan. McNamara. Hartley nipping it.
He's covered every blade this afternoon, Paul Hartley.
Well, Martin O'Neill tried to sign him in January. He made his Scotland debut against Italy recently. 14 goals for Hearts this season. A few penalties amongst them, but still a healthy tally.
Well, again, Bellamy does well to put Andy Webster under pressure at the corner. He's chased all the lost causes this afternoon.
Petrol's throw goes out. Sutton was looking for a free kick off Kizis.
Chris Sutton at his best there. He checked, he could have played that, Chris Sutton. Certainly been held, but he could have played it.
Hearts waiting to bring on Dennis Wyness, who was going to come on earlier, but then they scored and got back in the game. Look second best for a long time in this game, but there's only the one goal in it now. You never know. Another free kick. Before the free kick is taken, though, Neil McFarlane is going to come off, and they're going to bring on Dennis Wyness, who has haunted Celtic in the past. He was in the Inverness Cali Thistle team that famously knocked them out of the cup at Celtic Park when John Barnes was in charge. And 2 seasons ago, Wyness scored the winner, but Cali Thistle did it again up in the Highlands. That was Celtic's last defeat in the Scottish Cup, actually. And Wyness make his mark again. Česnauskas. Oh, it's come right across to Webster, and there was an opportunity for Birchall.
That's a good block from Jackie McNamara. Andy Webster could have taken this first time, probably should have. Just holds his position there, Webster. Would have been awkward, but he's every right to hit that first time. Nice to help it on to Birchall, and it wasn't the worst pass, but it did allow Jackie McNamara to get round.
Kizis for the corner, doesn't clear the first hurdle, which was Sutton. McAllister launching it, Presley still up there. Now Chesnauskis. There's a bag of tricks and he's got a free kick.
We've got to give John Robertson credit for the substitution. Chesnauskis really has just about single-handedly got Hearts back into this with a goal, but any time they get him on the ball now, he does look capable of getting in behind.
McAllister takes, Marshall coming, that's what you want from your keeper.
Good goalkeeping, again just not enough pace in the ball. David Marshall had the time to come and take safely.
McGeady seemed to lose his way then, and Hartley just caught out by a bubble perhaps. Tense times. Just over 10 minutes to go. Scottish Cup semi-finals aren't decided on the day, of course. If it is all square after 90 minutes, we'll go to a replay. Petrov picking up that loose ball, and he slides it through here for Sutton, and Bellamy trying to pounce.
What a terrific challenge from Paul Hartley. Got Jamie McAllister out of jail. It was his square pass that put Hearts in bother in the first place.
McAllister up towards Lee Miller, and he's been fouled by Stan Varga. Another free kick for Hearts. Aquinas. McAllister.
A chance for Celtic to put the game beyond Hearts here. A slack one from Jamie McAllister. Stilian Petrov makes the room, could have hit this with his left foot, tries to find Sutton, and it's Paul Hartley who's back there with a magnificent challenge. Oh, Gordon does ever so well at full stretch.
Still they have hope in their hearts. Presley.
Come on, Levan.
Miller for Birchall. Screwed away by Balder. Lee Miller for Lee Wallace. It's an awkward one for Pieces. Not the sort of ball he wanted. Here's McGeady. Offside.
It was a very early appeal from Stephen Presley. He was confident Craig Bellamy had gone off. Must have been pretty tight though. Well, I think he's on there. I think it's Andy Webster on this near side. Not a lot of daylight between them, that's for sure.
By Miller, Wyness into the path of Chesnauskis. Promising this for Hearts. Nobody on that side though. Celtic, the Scottish Cup holders, not far away from returning here to Hampden for this year's final. And if they do make it, they will be very hot favourites against Dundee United. Lee Miller. Well, that would have been a story.
That's a very decent effort. Didn't have time to think about this. All instinctive as it comes back to him. I'll have that.
Stuart Dougal having an exchange with Martin O'Neill. Nerves are frayed down on that touchline, I'm sure. Petrov. Bellamy caught in the crossfire there between Presley and Webster. It's a free kick.
We wanted one earlier. Certainly no difficult one for Stuart Dougal there.
Thompson will take it. Has been known to have a crack from this kind of range, but he also has Varga and others to aim for. And Stuart Dougal has spotted something. Not for the first time. He has to have a word with Craig Bellamy. I wonder if he ever keeps quiet for longer than 30 seconds in a game. Thompson does go for it this time, but free kicks have been a bit like that today on both sides.
Again, though, he's capable. Thompson has the power, he has the technique. I think it's a much better action on the ball. Still time for Hearts to get back in this.
5 minutes remaining, plus whatever is to be added on. And ball against McGeady. McGeady has rather stupidly kicked the ball away, and he's going to get a yellow card.
It's a true booking.
Yellow card then for McGeady. Celtic actually had 4 players today who were a yellow card away from missing the final, but none of them had been booked yet. McNamara and Balder and Thompson and Bellamy. Petrov. And Bellamy. Sutton now for McNamara. Varga. McGeady. Lost out to Kizis. Lennon for Bellamy. Bellamy with that burst of speed, and Wallace has to intervene. Corner.
That's a good block. Change of pace is frightening to get away from Jamie McAllister there. Standing start as well. Leave Jamie McAllister for dead.
Celtic closing in. A place in the cup final. Petrov now for Thompson. McGeady. Lennon, always available. Always there when you need him. Wallace. Birchall. Birchall going to miss out on another Scottish Cup final, lost with Dundee a couple of years ago when they were beaten by Rangers. 2-1 down against his former club now. He's his turn and was caught by Thompson, who had something to say to him about it.
It's time for Hearts to go long. Get Webster up, get Presley up, play for the second ball here.
Craig Gordon's going to take the free kick. Varga watching that all the way, and it's actually kept in by Birchall. It would have been a corner. Who's your man of the match, David?
Craig Bellamy. I think he's starting to show us what we expected of him. And not just for his goal today and his, the way that he's held the ball up when it's been played up to him, the way he's gone in behind people, but his attitude has been spot on this afternoon. He's my tennis man of the match.
Balda. Left at Birchall, very grounded. McGeady. Bellamy wants it. Offside. Well, flag up there.
I don't know about that. He's looking right across Craig Bellamy. He reckons he's level with Stephen Presley. Eyes onside.
Not sure if he can hear Bellamy from there, but I think he's got the idea. Cisnauskis drilled across and met by Bobo Balda. Last minute of the 90. And the Hearts fans hoping and praying. They will want a fair bit added on. We're about to find out how much. There's going to be 3 minutes added on. Minimum. And Hearts snatch an equaliser.
3 minutes and 10 to be added on.
Bellamy wanted the advantage played there. He probably would have been on his way again.
I think Celtic will be in a hurry to take it, though.
Well, Hearts had their day in Glasgow last week when they beat Celtic at Celtic Park, but they're running out of time in their quest for a dream double over the Giants of Glasgow. Bobo Balda with a miscue. Hearts in a hurry. Kizis. Wallace. It's away by Balda. Bellamy thought he got a little push then from McAllister. Presley back to Craig Gordon. Just look at Bellamy. Webster. Cut out by Lennon. Always calm and composed. Petrov. Wallace makes the challenge. Celtic have the throw, and they're not far away now from a place in the final.
Sensible play from Petrov. No reason for the ball to go into the box now. Take it into the corners.
Corner. And the seconds tick agonisingly away for Hearts.
Again, I'll be surprised if this goes into the box.
The Celtic fans believe they will be returning here next month for the Tennant Scottish Cup final. Another corner, and it's going to stay down here, and Celtic are effectively seeing out the added-on minutes. Sutton does centre it. Last chance for Hearts if they have time. They've got to get it forward, and Bellamy typically charged that down. It's trickled out, but the 3 minutes that were signalled are almost up. Stuart Dougal has looked at his watch. It's over. Celtic are in the Scottish Cup final.